Guys, Mark Goldberg here from Mark Vlogs Watches with a quick word for your friend and mine, ArchieLuxury, Paul Pluta, AC3, Archibald Chesterfield III. You know, he invented the quick wristwatch check, and the rest of us on YouTube, well, we just stole it. Help keep Archie full-time on YouTube by liking this video, watching this video, tell your fuckhead friends, and make sure to subscribe to his Patreon. And now, ArchieLuxury.
Hi guys, it's Paul Pluta, the method actor who plays Archibald Chesterfield III. Hi guys, just having a cup of tea whilst I'm wearing quick wristwatch check. I'm wearing my Rolex Explorer 2. Look, white shirt, white dial, white cup. And I gotta tell you, it's actually this tea, Earl Grey. I should have let the bastard sit a bit longer. It's not quite strong enough. Guys, I'm making this video today. I want to talk about the rodent. The rodent. Now, I actually did a podcast with our good friends at Scottish Watches, scottishwatches.co.uk, and they invited me on, very graciously invited me on to for their 50th podcast, which is pretty damn amazing. And we were discussing the latest rodent escapades. And Scottish Watches, they're a really good. I really actually enjoyed it. I had a great time on their podcast. I'll put a link in the corner, the right-hand corner, little question mark. Click on that. I didn't realize it, but their podcasts, as well as being able to download podcasts, you can also. They upload them to YouTube as well. So that might be an easier medium to. They're actually quite a good podcast. They're quite funny. They're witty. They're actually cool guys. They're really cool guys. And we were discussing the Tristana, the rodent adventures. And I got to be completely frank and honest with you there. They said to me, what would I like to see happening? We're talking about some incidents which happened with the rodent, where he lifted a few articles from the interweb, and I said, you know, the most important thing is that the rodent stays on YouTube. And that, I think they were a bit surprised with my answer. They were saying, what? I thought you, yes, I do despise that certain rodent. I find him to be a complete the moral code of a fucking sewer rat. Just a self-preserving, just a real cunt. But the most important thing is he stays on YouTube. We need different voice. And this is the whole thing. The worst thing that could happen to TGV is his channel disappeared. He disappeared, and that was it. We really do need the rodent here. And it's yeah, he's a bit of a slimy cunt. I mean, in my own case, what pisses me off is that he kissed my ass. He desperately, so badly wanted me to do videos about his channel, videos about his collection, which I did. And then when he gets an ounce of success or fame, or, you know, an ounce of anything, he never throws me a thank you and says, hey, you helped me a lot. I really do appreciate it. It's quite sad, you know, with Tristano himself there. He was a very good friend of mine, and he told me some really personal details. He told me basically his mother had a small inheritance. His grandfather, as great as he was as a person, did actually have some human weaknesses, like we all do. He kind of he kind of lived a lot more larger than his income as a solicitor would allow him to live. So I believe he may have misappropriated some funds. Anyhow, there was a small inheritance. His mother did inherit a small inheritance, which God bless her, that's fine. And then his mother, later on, late 30s, she met this really young, dapper Italian guy who became Tristano's father. And his mother basically put his father through med school. And where the story gets a bit nasty is that, of course, once this good-looking Italian guy finishes his med degree, and starts to get a job and become successful, instead of coming back to the to his wife and reciprocating the generosity, he proceeded to just divorce her and just completely burnt that. I mean, that's a very sad tale. It's a very sad tale, and it's awful. It's awful. Unfortunately, him as a young man has been scarred very, very deeply. He's very, very scarred. He's very upset, and I don't blame him. I don't blame him. I must admit, I'm still very angry with Jesus, because my mother was taken when I was a kid. I was only 15. My mother died of cancer. It's a horrendous situation. And I do get the really pissed off, angry fucking genre. That's partly why I've got such a chip on my shoulder. But I got to be honest with you, with Tristano himself there. I think the way he's treated certain people is pretty atrocious. I think he surrounds himself with the best 5 people, takes what the fuck he wants, never to be. It's complete rodent behavior. And I gotta be completely honest with you there. I think it's really quite disturbing. It's disturbing. It's sort of he used me. He befriended me. I spent a fair bit of time. I probably did 100 phone calls with Tristano. Then I was no use to him. He asked me to pull the videos down, which I've still got copies of, and just abandoned me on his way for success. And I remember I wrote to him many years later, and I said, "Oh, well done. It'd be," and I remember him saying to me, "Are you still doing YouTube?" Complete arrogant fuck. Absolute arrogant fuck. And I gotta be honest with you, Tristano. If you want to know why I wrote to your boss, Brian, it's because you were a cunt. You were a cunt. You proceeded to try and hurt my channel. So you think that you're not the only son of a bitch out there who can be nasty. I've got a fucking foul temper at times. And but I must say this, with all what's all said and done, I think it's very important that Tristano stays on YouTube. Nothing worse could happen than for that channel to disappear. And I've got to be honest with you, I think Watchbox buying the Urban Gentry channel is a very, very good thing. Number one, it means my channel is worth a shitload of money. Number two, they are a professional gig, and I've corresponded with Brian Govberg. He's a professional. He's very much a professional. He wants to create the CNBC in the YouTube watch space. Okay, that's what he wants to do. And I got to tell you what, if you look at the money that Houdinki got private funding from I think it was kind of like a hedge fund. Brian Govberg's doing it a different way, and I think Brian Govberg's getting a lot of bang per buck. Whether he likes Tristano or not, it doesn't really matter. The important thing is he's building a very sound base. And I think, I said this in the interview with Scottish Watchers last night. I said, I think that we've got to cut the Urban Gentry channel a bit of slack. Yes, they may have lifted a few things. Okay. But, okay, that is, okay, it's a little bit rodent. Again, the guy's a bit of a smart ass. He's got a bit of a god complex. But take his immaturity away and his bad life away, we don't want him to go. We really don't want the rodent to go. We need him on YouTube. We desperately do need him there. We need that voice. And it may not be the voice that I like, low-end, cheap, shitty watches, but hey, there is a place and a market for that sort of shit. And I got to be honest with you, as I said to Scottish Watchers in the podcast I recorded last night, it'll be uploaded, I believe, in a few days' time. I'll put links to the website and also to some of their other podcasts. The important thing is he stays. The worst thing that could happen for this hobby is he goes. Okay, you may hate Tristano, like I really dislike the guy. But I realize it's very important independent voice is kept. And the funny thing is, he's very good for my channel and I'm very good for his channel. See, my competitors are not TGV, the other watch channels that are around there. My competitors are the car channels or the travel channels, the Thai blogging channels. That's my competitors. So, in some ways the other watch channels are actually complementary. So, I got to be completely honest there. When I made that video with Scottish Watchers, it's very, very important. Yes, he's done he's taken a few shortcuts. The rodent has taken some shortcuts. But let's not crucify him. Let's not crucify him. Give him a little bit of slack. It's very important he stays in this industry. So I'd love him to acknowledge Archibald Chesterfield III and say, hey, Archie, thank you for your kind words. I don't think it'll ever happen. Hell will freeze over. That's okay. That's okay, man. That's okay. I get you. I must admit, I did like it when he had a dig at me by getting the Khaleesi 5131. That was cool, man. That was cool. I tell you what, Tristano, let's have a secret code. How about you review or bag the two-tone Daytona? That way there, we know you are watching my channel and you have respect for me. How does that sound? I don't care if you say positive or negative. Let's get a two-tone Daytona, steel and gold. You do a review. You can say anything you want about it, whatever you want. Let's do it. You do a review. Well, you only say positive things. Do a review, two-tone Daytona, and that way there, we know you still love your pontiff. I'm Paul Pluta, the method actor who plays Archie. Tell me what you guys think of that. And to the rodent, stay there, man. We need you. Your community needs you, rodent.
Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, once again, Mark Goldberg for ArchieLuxury AC3, the Pontiff Satan Deville. I want to sincerely thank you for having sat through this video because I know it was awful, but you know what? You do it for the greater good of humanity. Thank you so much. Now, a couple of quick pieces of homework. Now that you've watched this video, I would like you to hit thumbs up. If you must, hit thumbs down, but if you'd hit thumbs up, I would especially appreciate it. Go ahead and leave a really nasty comment and tell him how awful this content was, but most importantly of all, the entire reason that I am linking up with ArchieLuxury in the first place. I am a published author. Let Dogs Be Dogs, available in bookstores, Amazon, and electronically somewhere near you.
Hey guys, it's Paul Pluta. I'm the method actor who plays Archibald Chesterfield III. Guys, I want to have a quick talk to you. Do you need to sell a wristwatch? Do you want to sell a piece for reinvestment? Do you have too many watches? Well, guys, I'm here to tell you that my good friends at Sydney and Brisbane Vintage Watch Co. are looking for quality wristwatches for their store. Now, Ronnie has instructed me to tell you guys that he is paying more than other dealers. That's correct. He pays top prices for quality pieces. So guys, if you've got a Rolex you want to sell, or a Patek, or anything, you want to sell a wristwatch, give the guys at Vintage Sydney Vintage, well, it's Vintage Watch Co. Vintage Watch Co. Give them a call. That's right, guys. They're paying good prices. They've always been very, very fair to me. And I got to tell you, they are nice people to do business with. I'm just trying to find their card here. Where the hell did I put it? Where did I put it? Look, ask for Ronnie in Brisbane, or Philip in Sydney. Philip in Sydney. That's correct. They will look after you. Tell them Archie sent you. That's right. Tell them Archie sent you. They're paying top prices. That's correct. Brisbane and Sydney. Vintage Watch Co. Your premium place to sell watches. Tell me, guys, this is for you. Tell them Archie sent you, and they will give you extra keen pricing.
Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, once again, Mark Goldberg for Archie Luxury AC3, the Pontiff Satan de Ville. I want to sincerely thank you for having sat through this video, because I know it was awful, but you know what? You do it for the greater good of humanity. Thank you so much. Now, a couple of quick pieces of homework. Now that you've watched this video, I would like you to hit thumbs up. If you must, hit thumbs down, but if you'd hit thumbs up, I would especially appreciate it. Go ahead and leave a really nasty comment and tell him how awful this content was, but most importantly of all, the entire reason that I am linking up with Archie Luxury in the first place. I am a published author. Let Dogs Be Dogs, available at bookstores, Amazon, and electronically somewhere near you. Remember, Archie Luxury, he's not just a figment of your imagination.